I stopped supporting my sister financially after discovering that she was spending the money on luxury items, and when I asked for an explanation, she accused me of being greedy. At the beginning, I truly believed I was doing the right thing. My sister had lost her job, and I didn't want her to feel abandoned. I offered to send her money every month, enough to cover rent, groceries, and the basics. I thought, this is family. She needs me, and I won't let her down. While everything seemed fine, she thanked me often, told me how much she appreciated the help, and I felt proud that I could make her life a little easier. But slowly, I started to notice strange things. On social media, she began posting pictures with brand new handbags, designer shoes, and expensive makeup products. At first, I told myself, maybe she got them as gifts, or maybe she found them on sale. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. But then, the evidence piled up. She shared photos at high-end restaurants, holding glasses of champagne, smiling in outfits that I knew cost more than an entire week's worth of groceries. Meanwhile, every month she kept telling me she was struggling, that she couldn't survive without my help. One day, I finally decided I couldn't stay silent anymore. I called her and said, "Listen, I need to ask you something. Are you really using the money I send for rent and bills? Because what I see online doesn't look like someone who's struggling." Her reaction shocked me. Instead of explaining, she immediately got defensive. She snapped, "Why are you spying on me? Why do you care what I do with the money? You're so greedy, always counting every penny. You said you wanted to help me, but now you're acting like I owe you something." I couldn't believe my ears. I wasn't asking for the money back. I was asking for honesty. I told her calmly, "This isn't about greed. I wanted to help you survive. But if you're spending it on luxury items, then it feels like I'm being lied to." But she wouldn't listen. She raised her voice, accusing me again of being selfish, of not trusting her, of humiliating her. The argument escalated until she finally hung up on me. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the conversation in my head. Was I wrong for questioning her? Was I really being too controlling as she claimed? Or was she just taking advantage of my kindness? The next morning, my phone was flooded with messages from family members. Somehow, she had told everyone her version of the story, that I had abandoned her, that I cared more about money than about family, that I was heartless. Some relatives sided with me, saying I had the right to stop sending money if I felt it was being misused. But others started criticizing me, saying things like, "She's your sister, you can't just cut her off. Family comes first." I felt trapped between guilt and anger. On one hand, I didn't want to be seen as the selfish brother who turned his back on family. On the other, I couldn't keep pouring money into a bottomless hole while she lived a lifestyle I could barely afford myself. Every time I thought about sending her money again, I remembered her words, "You're greedy. You're controlling." And it hurt. Because in my heart, I knew that wasn't true. But maybe, just maybe, she had convinced everyone else that it was. After our heated argument, I honestly thought my sister would calm down in a few days and maybe try to explain herself. But instead, things got worse. Much worse. It started with the phone calls. My aunt rang me up, sounding disappointed. She said, "How could you treat your sister this way? She's going through a rough time, and instead of standing by her, you're accusing her of being irresponsible." I tried to explain my side, telling her about the designer bags, the restaurants, the way my sister reacted when I confronted her. But my aunt cut me off. "That's not important," she said. "What matters is family. Money comes and goes, but your sister will always be your sister." It didn't stop there. Soon, my cousins started messaging me, some of them clearly influenced by what my sister had told them. One even said, "Bro, it's just money. Why are you acting like you're her father? If she wants to spend it on herself, Letter. Those words hit me harder than I expected. Was I really acting like some kind of controlling parent? Or was I just being cautious because I knew the truth? Meanwhile, my sister was painting herself as the victim. She posted vague messages on social media about toxic family members who only care about money and people who betray you when you're at your lowest. Of course, everyone assumed she was talking about me. And the likes, the supportive comments, the sympathy, they all made me look like the villain. The worst part was seeing my parents get involved. My mom called me late at night, her voice trembling. "Please," she begged, "don't fight with your sister. She's already in pain. Just keep helping her until she gets a job. You don't understand how fragile she is right now." I wanted to scream. Fragile? How fragile can someone be if they're out shopping for luxury items and dining at places I could never afford? I told my mom the truth, but she didn't want to hear it. She said, "Even if she's making mistakes, she's still your sister. Sometimes you have to give without asking questions." That left me torn. On one hand, I didn't want to let my family down, and I hated being seen as the selfish brother. On the other hand, every part of me knew that continuing to send money was only feeding her lifestyle and enabling her behavior. I started questioning myself late at night. Maybe I should have kept quiet. Maybe I shouldn't have confronted her at all. But then again, wasn't honesty the right thing to do? The tension between us only grew. Whenever I saw her, she acted cold and distant. If I tried to talk, she rolled her eyes or ignored me. And the whispers from relatives continued. "He's greedy. He cares more about money than family. He abandoned her when she needed him the most." It felt like I was living in a nightmare where no one could see the truth but me. And yet, deep down, I wondered if the truth was even enough anymore. In the end, I realized there was nothing more I could do. No matter how much I explained myself, my sister refused to see the truth, and the family chose to believe her version of the story. So I made my final decision. I would no longer send her money, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Sometimes, helping someone doesn't mean giving them everything they want. It means stepping back and letting them face reality. It hurt, but deep down, I knew it was the only way forward. And so our story comes to an end today. But in the world of Max Fables, every tale carries a lesson and leaves an impact. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you won't miss our upcoming tales. Here, where stories come to life.